Two songs ago, we sang Psalm 23, and I'd like to back up one psalm to Psalm 22. If you have an Old Testament handy, turn there with me to Psalm 22. Over the last 2 months, others and I have unpacked 4 of the 7 sayings of Jesus Christ on the cross. Just to recap, those 7 sayings are: 1, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. 2, truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. 3, woman, behold your son, and son, behold your woman, your mother. 4, my God, why have you forsaken me? 5, I thirst. 6, it is finished. And 7, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Over the last month and a half or two, we have looked at sayings number 1, 2, 3, and 5. And this morning I'd like to unpack number 4. The fourth saying, found in Matthew 27:46 and Mark 15:34, repeats the opening words of Psalm 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? In the original context of the psalm, David complains that God is so far from saving him, despite his groaning, that God does not even answer his prayers. Oh my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer, by night, but I find no rest. Verse 2. True statement? How about verse 1? My God, why have you forsaken me? True statement? It seems to me that this is either bold and irreverent, or it's a personal vantage point, temporarily taken as a reflection of human frustration in a broken world. In recognition that God is wholly enthroned on the praises of Israel, the fathers of past generations, David says, trusted God, and you delivered them. Verses 3 and 4. To you they cried and were rescued. Verse 5. But in stark contrast to that past deliverance of other people, the psalmist sees himself as scorned and despised, with enemies who are mocking his trust in the Lord. Verses 6 through 8. All who see me mock me. Verse 7. They make mouths at me. They wag their heads. He trusts in the Lord. Let him deliver him. Let him rescue him, for he delights in him. They're making fun at his trust in God. He describes these adversaries as strong bulls, verse 12, and dogs, verse 16, who encircle him and open their mouths like a ravening and roaring lion. Consequently, he says in verse 16 that his strength is dried up like a potsherd, and he lies in the dust of death. But at midway point, the psalm pivots. Notwithstanding the personal perspective of complete abandonment by God in verse 1, the complaint shifts to a renewed appeal for deliverance in verse 19 and following. The same psalmist who says, my God, why have you forsaken me?" now says, "But you, O Lord, do not be far off. O you, my help, come quickly to my aid." In fact, verse 24 extends this transformed outlook to include the realization of divine intervention. For he has not despised or abhorred the affliction of the afflicted, and he has not hidden his face from him, but has heard when he cried to him. My, how things have changed. In the second half of the psalm, then, total despair gives way to an unshakable hope. God has rescued him after all, verse 21. And in verse 27, all the ends of the earth shall remember and turn to the Lord. Whatever this psalm may have meant for David and for others in the past during their hour of need, its words reach forward into the future prophetically to see their highest fulfillment in Jesus Christ. While on the cross, he too felt totally abandoned as he takes on the weight of the sins of the world. And in so doing, he participates in the same human despair that David had felt centuries earlier. My God, why have you forsaken me? Still, he could say, I count all my bones, verse 7, fulfilled in John 19:36. Still, others were mocking him, wagging their heads. He trusts in the Lord, let him deliver him. As was the case with David, so is the case with Jesus. And after the worst of it was over, he would be able to say, I will tell of your name to my brothers. In the midst of the congregation, I will praise you. Verse 22 fulfilled, Hebrews 2, verse 12. And as a consequence, there would be worldwide implications for centuries to come. Verse 27. All the ends of the earth shall remember and turn to the Lord, and all the families of the nations shall worship before you. But in this hour of perceived complete abandonment, all alone on the cross, he would identify with those ancient words, Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? Mark 15:34. Or as the Apostle Paul summarizes the matter in 2 Corinthians 5:21, for our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God.